In today's video, I'll be showing you guys the 3 best ways to farm fruits while AFK. So no matter what sea you're in, you can do any one of these methods and you could get mythical fruits while doing this. So if you do enjoy, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and let's get into it. This first method will be very simple and easy to do. You can do this at any sea, and all you'll need is a bunch of money, pretty much. We'll be going AFK at the fruit gacha, so you can automatically buy fruits every 2 hours. At the max level, which is currently level 2,650, it'll cost you around $420,000 for each fruit. To actually do this, you'll need an auto clicker, which I'll leave a link to down in the description. And all you need to do is place your cursor at an angle where you can interact with the gacha, while also going through his dialogue. If you've done it correctly like I have, you should constantly be interacting with the gacha. If you were to leave this on overnight, so let's say about 8 hours, you'll get 4 fruits from this, which will cost 1.6 million. This method is pretty decent. It's really easy to do and you can get fruits without putting in any work. But the downsides are that you'll obviously need a bunch of money if you want to do this a lot, which honestly shouldn't be a problem past the second sea, but also this method really just isn't as good as the other 2 that I'll be showing you. Anyways, with that out the way, let's move on to the second method. For this one, you'll need to be in the second sea, and we'll be AFK farming the factory core. Now, you will need a private server in order to do this, and without it, this method is pretty much impossible to do. We'll also be using the sand fruit with the Z move awakened, plus the Buddy Sword's X move, and also the Kabucha's X move. This method was originally found by its noobish, and there have been some other ways to farm the factory core while AFK, but most of them either got patched or just weren't as good as this one. To actually do this, you want to stand fairly close to the factory, then zoom all the way out and aim your cursor around where mine is. This will make it so your moves will hit the factory core when it opens. To actually automate this, we'll need Tiny Task, which I'll leave a link to down in the description. And before doing anything, you want to make sure continuous playback is turned on in preferences, and also make sure to remember your recording and playback hotkeys. To do this, use your recording hotkey, then equip Sand and use its awakened Z move. Then equip the Buddy Sword and use the X move, and do the same thing with the Kabucha. Make sure to do this quickly, then after using Kabucha's X move, end the recording by pressing the hotkey again. Also real quick, if you want to make this method more efficient, you can equip accessories like the Chopper Hat to reduce skill cooldowns. It may take some trial and error, but after a bit, you should have something like this. As long as you're using your 3 moves in a quick succession, your recording should be good, and now you can use the playback hotkey to make this automated. After editing, I realized I had my cursor in the wrong spot. So as you can see here, when the core actually spawned, I wasn't hitting anything with my other 2 moves, since my cursor was too low. You want to place it above the black part of the entrance, so your moves hit the top of the core itself. Since the core spawns every 2 hours and you're guaranteed to get a fruit each time, you'll be getting about 12 fruits every 24 hours. Of course, depending on how long you're going to stay AFK for, that number can change. The downside to this method is that you will need Awakened Sand, and you'll also need a private server, which can be pretty expensive for some people. Anyways, you guys get the idea. Use Tiny Task, record you spamming your moves, then leave it on overnight. It's a simple yet effective method, and with that done, let's move on to the third and final method. For this one, we'll be farming the pirate raid in the 3rd sea. Luckily, this one is a lot less complicated than the last, and we'll be using the love fruit for this. I think this can also work well with the phoenix fruit, and possibly the quake fruit, but I haven't personally tested them yet. Anyways, to do this, you'll need the F move on love, then come out to the sea castle right about here. Then, just jump into the air a few times and use your F move. The good thing about this is that you can stay up here infinitely. Anyways, just like the last method, we'll be using Tiny Task, and once again, make sure continuous playback is on. Then use your recording hotkey and start off by using the X move. Once that's done, then use the Z move. And that's the entire recording. You can end it here, then turn on the playback mode. If you've done it right, it should look like mine does. Now, you want to leave this on, and eventually a pirate raid will spawn. These spawn every hour and 15 minutes at this location, and waves of enemies will start attacking you. Since you're in the air, they can't actually hit you. This method is easily the best out of the three, since not only does the pirate raid spawn much faster, but you also get a guaranteed fruit from completing this, and also 100 fragments, which is a nice little bonus. The enemies could also drop some extra materials you may need. If you were to leave this on in a private server for 24 hours, you could get about 19 fruits a day, which is really good. So, pretty much. This method requires a fruit-like love where you can attack enemies from far away, and they can't hit you. Then just use Tiny Task to automate this, and you can leave this on for as long as you'd like. Personally, this is my favorite out of the three methods since the pirate raid spawns almost a full hour before both the gacha and core, meaning you can get way more fruits out of this. And like I said many times already, you don't need love to do this, but it is the easiest to do it with. The only downside to this method, like the last one, is that you will need a private server. And I did forget to mention this earlier, but I do have free private servers in my Discord server. Just join and level up to unlock them. And if they ever stop working, just DM me and I'll fix it. Anyways, that's pretty much it for today's video. Let me know what's your favorite method down in the comments below, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Also, one more thing. Every once in a while there's events that may include ways to get fruits. Like for example, the Halloween event where you can have a chance at getting a random fruit from the Death King. Hopefully the event will come back this year. Another event that did this was the Valentine's event, where you could buy different fruits for hearts. If you'd like me to make videos on these events whenever they release, leave a like on this video, and if you've enjoyed, be sure to subscribe too. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one.